Hey, and welcome back, everyone. I wanted to do a short video today showing you a little bit about the Behringer 921 VCO. So I've had this VCO for quite a while, and it's the first of the Behringer modular line that I purchased. And I know there's out there a little bit of controversy about Behringer just in terms of, I think, this idea that they're replicating hardware synthesizers and hardware modular modules in this case, which of course is modeled on the Moog 921. And when you see the 921 from Behringer, you'll see it's nearly identical in terms of the functions. The panel looks a little bit different. But when I first purchased this module, I was really curious about it because it's a little bit different than my other VCOs, just in terms of how it works, and I'm still trying to discover everything about it. But it has 4 outputs here as well as 2 additional auxiliary outputs, and so I wanted to take advantage of that in this video and try to really create a very thick sound using this Behringer oscillator. And if you're curious, in the US right now, Behringer recently changed their policies. I know stores like Perfect Circuit are no longer, I guess, allowed to carry Behringer products. In the US, it's only Sweetwater and Amazon. And in Europe and Australia, you have Thomann and Andertons and so forth. So this is just the web page from the 921 if you're curious to learn more about it. I'm not going to go through all the features. And then the manual is pretty sparse. There's a little bit of information on the second page about tuning and the specs, and then the first page tells you all of the functions and all the various inputs and outputs. And so this is pretty handy to have, particularly with an oscillator like this that is a little bit different and kind of old school in terms of how you interact with it. So the particular video I'm going to be showing today is involving kind of one of my small micro setups, and what I have here is the Korg littleBits acting as a sequencer, and I have the CV out module. So I have a simple 4-part sequence going here, and that is going out of the CV out on the CV module, and then that's going into one of those voltage inputs on the 921. The 921, because it has so many outputs, I wanted to take advantage of those, and in the final mix I kind of panned them throughout the space just in different panning positions to see what that would sound like to try to create this thick sound. And I ended up using the Dude mixer. Because I had my small setup here, I didn't have the ability to run everything into my larger mixer. So I used the Dude mixer, and that also allowed me to control the levels and to create some of that almost like wave shaping distortion that you can do with the Dude mixer. If you've seen my video unboxing of the Dude mixer, I talk about that. And so I have 5 channels there, including one of the auxiliary ones. I forget which waveform I chose for that. And then I took 2 mono outs going into the Electus Versio by Noise Engineering, which is one of their firmwares that's a combination delay and reverb. And it's a pretty nice one. I think you'll hear that. It's a very nice ambient sound that you get, and powerful sound from these 5 oscillators that are coming into the reverb and delay. And then the last thing I'm going to be doing is using my Olegtron 4060. Been using it recently with my new Moog subharmonicon, and it's very powerful just in terms of the ability to modulate parameters on any of your CV controllable gear. So in this case, I have, I think, 2 outputs going into the Behringer 921. So I wanted to just play this for you, and I will play the music. It's a short piece, and you can kind of just hear some of these sounds. So as I'm playing this live, you'll see me doing some of the modulation on the Olegtron into the 921, and hopefully you'll just get a sense of how powerful this particular oscillator can be. I know there aren't a lot of demos right now of the new Behringer Eurorec gear. The demos that Behringer does are really short and don't really get into the sounds or even the functions of these modules. And I think probably a lot of the Behringer modular gear is being lost maybe in the world of modular because there are so many modules to choose from. It's a very reasonable module at $99, and you can probably find it for even cheaper than that, probably in the 80s or 70s on reverb.com. So I'll start this track and enjoy this, and as always, thanks for listening to my YouTube channel here.